All right, picture this. The cameras are rolling, microphones are in your face, and the questions are coming in hot. In those moments, integrity isn't just some nice idea, it's your lifeline. Today, we're going to break down what it really means to engage with the media ethically. So, let me start by asking you a question. Just think about it for a second. What's the one thing, the one asset, that no company, no organization can ever afford to lose? It's not the building, it's not the latest gadget, and it's not the money in the bank. It's something way more valuable and a whole lot easier to break. You see, before we can even get into the how-to of all this, we have to talk about the why. Because this isn't about just checking some boxes or following a rule book. This is about building the entire foundation of how the world sees you. Let's just be crystal clear on this one point. When you're dealing with the media, ethics aren't some optional add-on. They are the absolute core of everything. Without them, every single thing you say, every interview you give, well, it's all built on a foundation of sand. And we all know what happens to that when the pressure hits. So, what's the first thing you get when you build on that solid ethical foundation? Trust. And I'm not talking about a temporary, I guess they believe you for now kind of trust. I mean real, long-term trust with journalists and through them with the public. Every honest answer, every transparent move. It's another brick in that wall. And that trust leads us right to number 2, credibility. You can think of credibility as your believability score. It takes forever to build it up, piece by piece, but it can be absolutely shattered in a single moment of dishonesty. It's that fragile. And what's the ultimate payoff for all that trust and credibility? You protect your reputation. A good reputation is like a shield when things go wrong and a magnet for opportunity when things go right. It's that priceless asset we were talking about, the one you simply cannot afford to lose. Okay, so we've nailed down why integrity is so important, but how do you actually practice it, in the real world when things get messy? Well, it really boils down to 3 core ideas. Think of them as the pillars holding up all that trust we just talked about. Pillar number 1 is transparency. Pretty simple, right? It just means no hidden agendas, no fuzzy answers, no smoke and mirrors. It's about being as open and clear as you possibly can, so that what you're doing and why you're doing it can stand up to the light of day. I love this quote because it really is that simple. You either choose to operate in the light, where people can see what you're doing and build confidence, or you operate in the shadows, where suspicion is pretty much guaranteed to grow. And for any journalist, something hidden is a story just begging to be uncovered. Our second pillar is honesty, and this one is a total non-negotiable. It's a rock-solid commitment to the truth. And it's not just about not telling big lies. It's about really trying to be accurate and refusing to mislead people, no matter how small the spin or how convenient it might seem at the time. This just says it all, doesn't it? Credibility isn't something you can just demand from people. You have to earn it. And the only thing that buys it, the only currency that works, is consistent, reliable honesty. There are absolutely no shortcuts. And our third and final pillar is responsibility. Look, as a spokesperson, you're given information that can have a huge impact on real people. Responsibility means you get that. You handle that information carefully, and you're always thinking about how your words could affect your employees, your customers, or the public. It's so true. Information is power, and with that power comes a serious duty. Before you open your mouth, you've got to weigh the consequences and treat that information with the respect and integrity it deserves. Okay, so knowing the principles is one thing, but actually sticking to them when you're under a ton of pressure, that is a whole different ballgame. And that brings us to the real test. What do you do when you're facing a tough ethical call? So let's make this real for a second. Imagine you're in the hot seat. A reporter asks you a killer question you're not supposed to answer. Your boss is hinting that you should just, soften the facts a little. The easy way out is staring you right in the face. What do you do? When you're in that spot, here's a simple little tool you can use. Think of it as your ethical compass. Step 1, just stop and identify the real conflict here. What's at stake? Short-term gain versus long-term trust. Just name it. Step 2, run it through those principles we just talked about. Ask yourself, what's the most transparent move? What's the honest answer? What's the responsible thing to do? And finally, step 3, make your choice based on those principles, even if, and this is the key, especially if it's the harder choice to make in that moment. All right, so as we start to wrap this up, let's just boil everything we've talked about down to the one single most important message, the ultimate takeaway from all of this. Here it is. It really all comes down to this. Integrity isn't some fluffy, feel-good principle you talk about in a corporate retreat. It is the actual, concrete, unshakable foundation that every single strong, respected, and lasting reputation is built on. Full stop. So I'm just gonna leave you with one final thought to chew on. Sooner or later, that spotlight finds everybody. It's gonna find you. And when it does, what is it going to reveal? A person who hides in the shadows and spins the truth? Or someone with a foundation built on real integrity? The choice, as always, is yours.